Hello, beautiful people, beautiful souls. I'm just gonna leave. Hope you hear it in the video, in the recording, or wherever you are. I was listening to this track as I was preparing for tonight's updates. And I'm going to stop it. Okay. Welcome to week 5 of Magic Mondays. And let's jump right into it. The moon, our dear moon, is just entered Cancer. We had the weekend, she being in Gemini, lots of ideas, lots of connections, and now she's diving into the waters of Cancer. And in Cancer is completely opposite of Capricorn. It's the same axis, the axis of the maternal figure, Cancer, and the paternal figure, Capricorn, motherhood, fatherhood, the child, the past, and the future, the adult in us. So when moon is in Cancer, that means that the most significant aspects that she's doing while she's cruising through Cancer is opposing everything that is in Capricorn, which right now it's Jupiter and Pluto. So for me, it's always an interesting time to notice what are the emotions that might surface, because they might come in big proportions because of Jupiter, and they might deliver important information from our subconscious mind because of Pluto. So this opposition is going to happen exactly on Wednesday. We are going to go into Cancer waters right now. Tomorrow we are in Cancer, and Wednesday still in Cancer, opposing and receiving this maybe magnifying and subconscious emotional tides. And then on Thursday, the moon goes into Leo and form what we call first square moon. It is her halfway until full moon, or is the first quarter, if we look at the 4 quarters that she's doing while she's doing the full circle. And in Leo, the moon, it's fiery, it's a fire sign. It can get passionate, it can get generous, it can get artistic, it can get me being on the stage and what do I have to offer to the world, what is my creativity, what is my passion all about. It can also get a sense of being rebel and wanting to start something, to ignite something. Nevertheless, the moon in Leo is opposing Aquarius, and in Aquarius we have 2 things going on right now, which is Saturn and Mars, which are two very different energies, because Mars is the warrior, like pushing us to do things, and Saturn is like the big old teacher saying, hey, have you thought things through? This is really what you want to do. So while we are going to have this energy, fiery moon energy, that wants to create, that wants to show to the world, she is going to receive some lessons, first from Saturn, some maybe deep questioning. Are we worth it? Can we actually allow ourselves to put our art out there, whatever our art is? But then she's going to oppose Mars. So Mars is going to give us this boost of maybe, yes, let's go ahead with it. Or the shadow side is us being too afraid of this fiery energy and trying to push the brakes. What's important for me here to mention is that this first quarter moon, it's happening on the night of the 30th, which in the old calendars, the Celtic calendar especially, this night was very special because it's the celebration of Beltane. There are 8 Sabbats, 8 important celebrations around the year, and Beltane, which we still have today in the form of 1st of May, which is usually in a lot of countries and territories a day that we don't work and we celebrate by not going to work and by having fun. For me, this is like the remainings of this very old ancient energy of celebrating this specific passage in time when April is finishing and when May is starting. And Beltane used to be celebrated with fires, lighting fires, used to be celebrated with lots of acts of pleasure, with good food, with celebration, dancing, coming together, and of course, with the physical act of pleasure, with the sexual and erotic energy. If we look at nature when we are in May in the Nordic hemisphere, is like the god and the goddess, if we look at the god as the sun and the goddess as the earth, are making love. The goddess, the earth, the nature, it's at her full green potential. Flowers are blooming. The birds are nesting, the animals have babies or are creating now new families, and the sun is starting to become more and more present. The days are visibly bigger and they are speeding up and getting bigger and bigger until we reach the summer solstice in June. So this is the midpoint in between spring equinox and summer solstice. That's why it was an important celebration. It was a moment to stop, to see that where we have come and see where we are going and celebrate that moment with the abundance that is also happening here on earth. And this first quarter moon in Leo for me comes to enhance the fire energy that is used in Beltane. We have a fiery moon, which is perfect for a festival that is for honoring earth and for honoring the sun. So we are going to be in this energy starting with 30th at night. So Friday, we are into it. Saturday, we are into it. And then the moon goes into Virgo, Earth. And I was looking at the planets, and I've noticed all of a sudden that also with the moon going there this week, Mercury, our messenger planet, also goes into Taurus. So all of a sudden I saw a transition after the Beltane celebration into Earth energy, a lot of planets in Earth energy. We have the Sun, Uranus, and Mercury in Taurus. We have Jupiter and Pluto in Capricorn, and the moon is going to be there in Virgo, meaning all the 3 earth signs are being activated, and they are forming a beautiful trine. It's a triangle that they are forming, which is a very supportive aspect. So earth qualities are qualities of slowing down, of mindfulness, of maybe building things, the necessity of doing things with our own hands or with our own bodies, taking care of our body in many ways possible, but it's a very grounding energy. It's bringing us back to earth after the high energies that we had from the fire, moon in fire, and also Mercury in fire. And by the next time we are going to talk on Monday, the moon has finished her journey through Virgo and is going to enter in Libra, and then we are going to take it from there on the next Monday. So these are the aspects of the week. A little bit of water and maybe some emotional tides, fire and some artistic expression, and then earth, grounding, being able to come back to our own bodies and taking care of our the physical aspects of ourselves. This is what I have for regarding the moon energies and connecting with these elements. We have some things going on in air, but not necessarily from the moon perspective for this week. So I want to go into a guided meditation where we focus on earth and fire mainly, but let's see what's going to come because I never know. Nevertheless, I invite you to place your feet on the ground if you are in a sitting position, or if you are in a lotus position, find a good place for you to sit, to be supported in the lower back, and for the feet to be comfortable. You can place your hands either on your knees, on your thighs, or you can place them like this together, one hand holding the other, what's more comfortable for you. Back is straight. Create as much space in between the shoulders and the ears, letting the shoulders drop. And you can close your eyes and immediately tap into the breath, inhaling through the nose and exhaling through the mouth. And you can let a sigh out. Dropping into here and now. And throughout all this meditation, we are always going to come back to our breath whenever we feel that our mind is going away. And I'm going to invite you to start bringing awareness through sensations, through visualization, bringing awareness, bringing consciousness into your pelvic floor. And with every breath we take, we try to relax and observe the state of our pelvic floor. And we can consciously try to relax anus, perineum, genital area, all the pelvic floor, which is a very important muscle in our body. It's like a base, a foundation that sustains our internal organs. And it's also a platform that connects with the exterior through different portals that we have in our pelvic area. And we consciously bring our inhalation and exhalation Inhaling and expanding our lower belly, expanding our pelvic floor, and exhaling, gently contracting. We allow any manifestations of the body to come without judgment. And from this first energetic center, or the first chakra, the pelvic floor, we can visualize, we can create, we can bring to our mind's eye roots, strong, flexible roots that are going down our thighs, our feet, entering the earth, connecting us with Pachamama, with the great Mother Earth, with this planet that we call home. And with every breath we take, the roots are getting more flexible, are going deeper. And we allow ourselves to feel deeply connected with the element of Earth and also with the planet Earth. And as the roots are penetrating the earth, grounding us, rooting us, incorporating us, we can also receive, perceive subtle information that our roots are receiving from the earth and transmitting it to us. If the earth could talk, what would she tell you? We just observe everything that comes. We welcome it and we let it go with every exhalation. We know and we can feel that we are deeply connected with the earth, this incredible spaceship flying through space, rotating around a giant ball of fire. And we, on the Earth's surface, creating, building, living, experiencing life in human form. In the same way that we can see our bodies as a living organism, that is completing millions of functions in the same time, breathing, pumping blood, digesting, growing hair, releasing hormones, reproducing cells. In the same way, we can visualize the planet, the Earth, as a living organism. Always changing, always moving, performing millions of functions at every second. Earthquakes, volcanoes, springs, tornadoes, our planet, a living planet. And we receive all this informations from our roots, from the earth, receiving it in our bodies, in our pelvic area, lower belly, where our hara or the vital energy center stays. We filter this information like rinsing it with water, tapping into any emotion that might want to surface. And after rinsing it through waters, through our internal waters, with the help of the breath, we call it even higher in our solar plexus. And we bring it into the fires of our own bodies, connecting with the fiery moon, the first quarter moon, connecting with the fire of creation, the fire of manifestations. What are things that we can create that we can offer to others? What is our creative genius needing to express, to bring forth on the stage of life? And for every fire, to be able to burn, to dance, to create, we need to give it air. And we are going to activate a little bit the fire breath, inhaling normally through the nose and exhaling also through the nose by contracting the diaphragm and the pelvic, the solar plexus area. Inhaling and exhaling fast. Let's do a couple of these. Inhaling into our solar plexus, into our stomach, into our diaphragm. Two more. And we go back to normal breathing. Inhaling through the nose, exhaling through the mouth. Rising up our hearts, opening the stomach, allowing our inner fire to burn. Releasing any fear, any resistance that we might have with our inner fire. Knowing that when fire has water next to it, can nurture the creations that are coming out of the creative fire. And when fire is supported by grounded earth, it's a fire that is healthy, constructive, generous, performing its beautiful alchemical magic. And together, let's do 3 complete cycles of breath, dedicating 1 cycle to earth, the 2nd cycle to water, the 3rd cycle to fire, and of course, realizing that air is part of all these breath cycles. So let's inhale into earth and exhale into earth. Inhale into water. And exhale back to water. And inhale into fire. And exhale back to fire. And we can bring our hands in front of our heart in Namaste, in prayer position. bringing all elements into love, into heart energy. May they all harmoniously balance each other. May we be grounded in our earth, flowing in our waters, creating in our fires, and surrendering to the power of the air of each breath we take. And we can bow our heads, thanking ourselves, thanking the space, thanking the elements in our body and outside of our body. And in your own time, you can move toes, can move fingers, stretch the body. Take any movement that you need, honor your body, give yourself time. And come into here and now. And using the energy that was created with this meditation, let's tap into the wisdom of the cards. You're welcome. And let's see what is the Divine Feminine telling us for this week, this upcoming first quarter moon in Leo, this upcoming Beltane celebration, the sacred union in between the earth and the sun. What is the message that wants to come forward? What do we need to remember? I think we need to remember more things because I drew a card, but then two more came. And I'm going to take the Dharma cards, the Buddha wisdom, gonna pull it, and we are going to do the reading of them all. You're welcome. Okay, so from the Dharma cards we have 29, the way. And it says like this. This is the card. It's beautiful. It says like this: the way of the Buddha is the eightfold way. The teachings of the Buddha is the four truths. The meditation of the Buddha is to let go of desire. The perfection of the Buddha is that he can see. Follow the way of the Buddha, go quickly, Be steadfast. I love this paradox at the end that is nudging us to go quickly towards the way, the path. Be steadfast. And for me, the reading here is that the way are these cards that came up. This is what I drew. May Bago, the warrior saint, that says, I am a warrior of love. My devotion attracts resources and support. And then what came out was Hestia, the goddess of sanctuary, that says, no matter where I am home. The most sacred sanctuary is found within me, which for me connects me a lot with earth, with also the meditation, the grounding meditation, what we did. And the other card that came out was Enheduanna, the high priestess, that says, I am one with my soul, and my soul is a legacy of love. So it's interesting here to see these three cards from the divine feminine that are telling us to be warriors of love and somehow to create this bridge in between our human self, our home, our bodies. Yes, no matter where I am home. For me, that means a lot. Bringing the remembering that we are always in our bodies, and our bodies are our home, and it's there that we find the connection with the soul. It's there that we find our kind of the high priestess. For me here is like our inner authority figure, our inner priest or priestess. And the priest is that that archetype that connects us, makes the bridge with the divine, and we all have it inside of us. And for us to make this bridge in between human and the divine, to always remember the love. We can all be warriors of love. And that's the way. Okay. Anybody watching right now wants a personal drawing from any of the decks? You should tell me right now. It's right here. No? Yes! Yes! Awesome. So, Jessica was first. Which deck do you want? And then I'm going to do it for you also. Maria. Jessica, Divine Feminine? Or you want both? Divine. Let's see. Personal message for Jessica. Let's see what the goddesses have for you for this week, for this first quarter moon. Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc is the warrior of light, and she says, I have a still-like faith in myself. The angels armor me with conviction. You go, girl. Whatever you need to take care of this week, you have Joan of Arc with you. Okay. Let's go to Maria. Thank you, Lucia. I'm glad you liked it. Yes, it made sense for me also. My dear Maria, let's see what the cards have for you this week. This one wants to come out. You have Catherine Laborn. And she is the patroness of miraculous healing. She says, I am ready to heal. I am worthy of the miracles meant for me. My dear, hope this brings some peace and some healing to you, trusting that you can do your own process of healing and that you are worthy of healing. This card is beautiful. You're welcome. Anybody else? It's the time when we can dedicate a little bit for the cards. You're welcome, Jessica. You're welcome, Maria. Thank you for asking. This is the first time I interact with somebody from the chat that is asking for some personal drawing. And I'm glad that is starting to happen, because this was always meant to be a space of co-creation. Okay, beautiful people, enjoy this week. 1st of May, usually it's a day off for a lot of you who are working, if you are working from home. Nevertheless, remind yourself that it's a beautiful celebration. You can Google Beltane. I'm going to put it here in the chat and look into the symbolistic of it. I can recommend The Mist of Avalon as a very beautiful book that dives into the Celtic tradition. And enjoy the energy of this week. Thank you so much for being there. Thank you so much for watching. And see you next Monday. Ciao.